I would have to say that this year so far for the gaming scene has been somewhat surprising. It has been surprising. Like from GTA 6 last year, when we first got the GTA 6 trailer and it coming out in 2025, and then, at the Game Awards, seeing that there was a couple other games that were coming out in 2025, and we weren't really sure if certain things were going to get released this year or we'll have to wait till next year. It seemed at first, before last year ended, at first it seemed like this year was going to be trash, that it was going to be a year to skip gaming. But so far this year has been really fucking good. From Palworld to Helldivers 2, and then recently with fucking Last Epoch. It's actually been, we've had some solid ass releases this year. And today, as you can see by the title of the video, I'm going to talk about a game that I think has potential to be the next big game of the year. That I think that this game is going to fucking take off for the specific reason, for the specific thing that we are going to be talking about today. And that happens to be its character creation. Dragon's Dogma 2 is a highly anticipated sequel to the first game, Dragon's Dogma, and it gets released on the 22nd of March, at least for like Australia time, like me here. So maybe like if you're in the US, it might get released on the what's that, 21st of March, because we're in the future out here. But this game has done something that I've never actually seen a game do this before. And correct me in the comments if you've ever seen a game do this before, because I've never known a game to do this. With Dragon's Dogma, you play as like the main character of the story, as you usually do. You play as your character, but then you also have your own pawns, similar to Baldur's Gate 3, where you have all characters that follow you, from like Astarion to Shadowheart. You have all different people following you with different abilities, except with Dragon's Dogma, instead of the game giving them to you, all of your pawns, you create them from scratch. So you create them in your own character creation. So what Dragon's Dogma has done, so that you don't waste day one having to create your character before you can actually get in the game, is that they've early released their character creation, where you can set up your characters to get ready for day one, so that when the game officially gets released on the 22nd of March, you're able to come into the game and your character's already there. No matter how you want to make them, however you want them to look, however you want them to be, no matter what gender, blah, 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 race and all that shit, you will be ready to get into Dragon's Dogma 2, which I think is a fucking great thing. But it's not just the fact that they've released this early, which is what's made it great. It's also how great the character creation is itself. This character creation, I don't think I've ever seen a character creation with this much detail in it. I was watching Asmongold video on it earlier, where he took 2.5 hours. He uploaded a full VOD of him creating one of his pawns to make it look like himself, and he did it for 2.5 hours, and he made it look fucking as close as possible as he could to him. And then I also went on Twitter and I started looking at what other people were creating, and just the creativity that some of these people were having. One was fucking hilarious, but two was amazing. The fact that the game was allowing people to be able to do this stuff. Look at this one right here. This person right here created their character to look like baby Nico. What? That right there is creepy, but also fucking adorable at the same time. This person, this is one of the best ones. This is so funny. This person created fucking Uncle Ruckus from Boondocks. Uncle Ruckus. And it looks uncanny. It actually looks so fucking... This one right here, I don't know what this is. This looks like a cross between Shrek and Winnie the Pooh. This right here is a fucking abomination. An absolute abomination, but I love it at the exact same time. Someone here created my bae. My bae, my waifu, Panam from Cyberpunk. And look how fucking accurate. Like, that is extremely accurate and a great fucking customization. And then I also saw this image getting floated around Twitter as well, of examples of what other people have created. I don't know, like every single one of these characters, because I know that they're 100% referencing. But you got Geralt from The Witcher. You got, I can't remember for the fucking life of me, I recently just finished Elden Ring, but the chick from Elden Ring. You got one of the characters from Avatar. You got, I'm pretty sure that's Leon as well. I can't remember her name, but she's a bitch from Baldur's Gate 3. You got Bully Maguire, Heisenberg, fucking Shaggy, and handsome Squidward. Like, you can't tell me that is fucking amazing. Also, someone created fucking Michael Jackson. Michael fucking Jackson. And a Chad. Look at this one. This one's one of my favorites. Look how much of a Chad this fucking, guys, I love the fucking walk as well. You can also edit the posture of your character and the way that they walk too. So look at this. You can make him stick his chest out or make him hunch over like a fucking goblin. You can make them like change the way that they walk and everything. The customization in this is amazing. You can customize the size of their butt. Look at this. Look at that juicy butt. Look at that. Fuck it. Not just butt too. Guess what? This is what every gamer wants. Chest size sliders. This is what we want. We want to make big boobas. We're simple. And it's not just guys as well. Women want to be able to create big booba women. They want to be, some women in this world have big booba. So they want to make themselves in this game and they want to give themselves big booba. Now, I'll tell you why this is so great. And I'll tell you why I think that them releasing this character creation early is doing well for the game. Not just in terms of like helping their players set up to be able to like just be able to go into the game and play it straight away with having to like take time to be able to create their characters on day one and they can just get straight into the game, is because this reminds me of what Baldur's Gate 3 did. Instead, like Baldur's Gate 3 was in early access, so obviously, you know, it wasn't them releasing something early, but the game was in early access. But remember, the big thing that like marketed Baldur's Gate 3 wasn't necessarily the gameplay or the story or, you know, Larian Studios coming out and saying like, hey, look how great this is. It was the bear sex scene. Remember the bear sex scene with Astarion? That is what made people go, I gotta fucking check this game out. I can be a bear and have sex with one of the characters. I gotta fucking check this shit out. That's, to me, is what's happening right now with Dragon's Dogma 2, where people are seeing the freedom that they are able to have. Because that's what that Baldur's Gate 3 scene had. It's just like, I can have sex as a bear with one of the characters. If I can do that, fuck, what else can I do in this game? I gotta check this shit out. That's the exact same what I'm getting from Dragon's Dogma 2, where it's just like, wait, all these people, like, look how much freedom just the character creation is giving me. Just imagine how much freedom the game itself is going to give. So I think that, like, this character creation isn't just great for the players who were already planning on playing the game and wanting to set themselves up for day one, but it's also a little, like, sneaky good little marketing campaign where it's just like, hey, we released this early. Hits off the Twitter. It's not like they probably didn't intentionally mean it, but it's just happening naturally, like the best sex scene from Baldur's Gate 3, where people are putting this out on Twitter and they're just like, guys, look how fucking great this is. Look how funny this is. You like, everyone else needs to get in on this shit. Not just that, but Dragon's Dogma also has the push from the first game as well. Now, the first game itself, it did get good reviews. So this is originally when the game first got released in 2012 on the Xbox 360. Like 75 on Metacritic, 7.9 from user score is pretty decent. And then the game got a re-release in 2016, where basically it was the game, but then there was also like extra content that was added into the game, and it got even higher reviews with like an 81 Metascore, and then also an 8.0 on the user score. The only thing is that, like, to me, this game was like always very sneaky, because I didn't know about this game until like I started hearing about the second one. Is that, like, on Steam we could see by the player base, besides the release date where it hit like 27,000, it's kind of like flown under the radar a little bit as like a sneaky, really good RPG. But I think that with the hype of the second game, and this game's been getting hyped mainly because of content creators, because there is a lot of big content creators out there. Asmongold, because like I follow him, so I have him as a reference. But like, you know, he is a massive content creator, and he himself has been like wanting to play this for a long time, and he has a massive audience. Also, other content creators that are big in the RPG scene that are just like, hey, Dragon's Dogma 2 is going to be a really fucking good game, and I myself want to check it out. And I 100% think that due to this character creation releasing early and people seeing it on Twitter and seeing how funny it is and seeing like it's like a sneaky little marketing campaign similar to like Baldur's Gate 3 with the bear sex scene, where it's just like, hey, this game seems like it's going to have so much freedom and allow the player to do whatever. I 100% see this game on release taking off. I will not be surprised if this game gets like 100,000 players on day one. I 100% see that happening, because I think I've seen gameplay of Dragon's Dogma 2. It looks amazing from the gameplay, and the character creation itself looks great. If you haven't like seen gameplay of Dragon's Dogma 2, I recommend going do so, because there is gameplay footage out there that like Capcom, because it's being developed by Capcom, that they've released. The only thing that's shattering is I myself won't be playing it on day one, because I don't have that much money to spare at the moment, and the game is 108 Australian dollars, which kind of sucks. But at the same time, if the game is as good as it seems to be, I will probably end up sucking up and fucking buying it, because I am getting sucked in. Like, I am getting extremely sucked in by this character creation, and also by the gameplay that I see, and by the hype that so many other people are putting to it. So if it does get released and it does like live up to its expectations that people are slowly starting to put onto it, I'll probably end up sucking up and just end up fucking buying the game. Like, price doesn't matter when it's a good game. If this game is good, which I have big faith that it will be, like, I actually think, I have faith that Dragon's Dogma 2 will be potential game of the year. Like, I think that it will. I think that it has potential to be game of the year, and I will probably end up sucking up and buying this game in the end. But let me know what you guys think about this down below. Are you like me? Are you intrigued by Dragon's Dogma 2? Like, will you be getting it day one, or will you be like just waiting for it to get released and seeing what people are saying about it? And then if it's good, you're gonna jump on that shit straight away, because that's what I'm gonna do. If it lives up to its potential, I will 100%. I will crack and buy it. But that's it from me. Peace out.